Give me the top three things, man, that men need to be taking accountability for when it comes to dating.
You say top three things?
Top three things in your opinion.
Okay. So first thing that men have to really take accountability on is leadership. Because the thing is, I always speak from, perspective. Men need to learn how to be leaders if you're going to be in a relationship and want a woman to respect you. So a lot of men nowadays, they're poor leaders. They don't know how to make decisions. And so that's what I would say would be number one. Number two would be have some discernment, know how to choose. Everybody, we men are visual creatures.
You're right.
So we want to go after the baddest one. We want to go after the one that has, the fattest butt, the one that has like the titties out, the one that is gathering all the attention. We always want these ones, but when we get with those ones, not all of them, but when you get with them, a lot of times they don't have the substance. Mindset, they don't have anything in common with you, don't have any same values, and it's like, oh well, what did I get with this woman for? So a lot of guys have to that's something that a lot of guys have to take accountability for, is choosing better, and knowing that the visual is not it, or how a woman looks is not just it. And a lot of men are marrying women that just look good, but then like, oh, this girl is like from hell, like so that, and then is honesty. Just be honest. Like if you wanna just have a situationship, then just say that. If you wanna have a marriage, then say that. If you want to just kick it, or I just want a girlfriend, I want to get married, say that up front. Because a lot of men want to be polygamous. A lot of men want to just have a different taste of the pie every day. And look, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with that.
But just be honest about it.
The problem is they're lying to these women that are saying they want to be monogamous. And then you go around and then you got 5 different girlfriends in all these different countries.
And all those are very, very true, man. I'm going to give you, I thought about the same question, right? I call these the 3 E's. They just so happen to happen this way, by the way. But I'm going to call these the 3 E's. The first one, emotional awareness. Ooh. A lot of guys, man, need to tap into their emotional being. They need to truly understand, number one, about their own emotions. And if you're dating a woman, you need to be emotionally aware about her emotions. You need to be on that same frequency, man, so you can be able to communicate. Trust me, it's gonna take you a long way when it comes to dating. Personally, I had to learn that. I want to say, just for the audience that's listening, man, this is coming from experience. You know what I mean? Like, how old are you, Jalin?
Yes. 33.
All right. I'm 35, man. So you talk about 2 guys in their 30s. We've been around enough and have enough experience, but this is real life. So that's my first one. The second one is the effort in actually dating. Right? If you're dating or you got a girl, you got to continue to date. You got to take accountability in actually dating. And I don't mean I do mean the simple things, right? The simple things to the exquisite things, to taking vacations. I even made a show about that before. But you'd be surprised the number of women who have been in these long-term relationships and men are not stepping up to the plate and continuing to date their woman. I think that's a huge fault. There's a lot of guys that's doing it, right? The date night and all that stuff. But that's making an actual conscious effort to pour into your relationship, right? The third thing that we have to take accountability for, men, the third E, is ego. We got to take accountability for our ego, man. That right there can get us in so much trouble. You know what I'm saying? The ego, man. As men, we're prideful. You know what I'm saying? We stand on business. You know what I'm saying? But we got to take accountability when it comes to, sometimes you have to put that aside. Sometimes you got to set that aside, man, and listen to your woman. And that's okay. and that's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be so upfront all the time. All right. Now, hey, that was for the men. Ladies, y'all not off the hook. Jalin, man, give me the top 3. Give me the top 3, man, for the ladies. What do they need to be accountability for when dating?
Oh, man. So, number 1, ladies, you gotta admit when you're wrong.
Ooh.
You gotta admit when you're wrong. You have to. Like, you want us guys to do it. Guys have to do it. But ladies, you gotta admit when you're wrong. That, you know, this will take you. You don't understand how much of a long way that'll take you. Just from when you get into an argument with your man, and you are able to actually say, "Baby, I was wrong." Oh, those simple words. Those simple words
mean the world.
You try it. Like, I gotta say, try it.
Yep, you're right.
You know what I'm saying? Number 2, I do believe that women have to take accountability with the type of women that they have around them. And what I mean by that is women have what they seem to call this like the hive mentality. You know, everyone in the same area, they kind of have the same type of mentality. And a lot of these times their single friends are keeping them single, or, you know, if you're in a relationship and you're hearing from them and they're telling, "Oh, girl, I would do this, I would do this, I would do this if I was you." Listen, like, this will end your relationship if you listen to those types of women. By taking accountability, you're gonna know which ones to listen to, which ones not to listen to, because, you know, there are women out here that have been in great relationships, long-term relationships, still married. Those are the type of women that you want to listen to, or at least women that have a good outlook on men or a good outlook on relationships, because those are the ones that are going to give you good, unbiased information or opinions.
Yep.
For number 3, a lot of women nowadays will, you know, they like what they like. You know, might be the bad boy, might be the one that keeps the attention and all this type of stuff. But a lot of women don't want to take accountability for, oh, you know, I had a baby with this man, or I had 4 babies with this man, and he's still acting the same. It's like, you knew who he was before you had a baby with him. So the ladies have to take accountability on who you're laying with, who you choose to let, you know, into your body, who you let to, you know, come into your life. I feel like ladies have to take accountability for that. The man might have done some horrible things. He might have done, you know, whatever to you. And that is not, you know, I hate that happens. But you have to take accountability for the part that you allowed this man to come into your life. You know, you allowed him to do these things. You allowed him to lie to you. You allowed him, you know, and a lot of times you can see these things. You can see the actions. It's not the fact that, you know, I know people are master manipulators sometimes, but there are signs. There's always signs. That's one thing I learned. There's always signs. So ladies, take accountability for the type of men that you are bringing into your life and into your body. You know what I'm saying? You got to watch for these things.
Yep, I agree, man. I mean, the crazy thing about it is that the wrong thing must be worldwide, because literally that was my number 1 was apologizing. But you hit that on the head, man. So I'm not even gonna repeat that. You killed that. I would say for me, when it comes to women taking accountability, the second thing would be appreciating men's practicality, right? So just as much as I feel like men need to understand and be more emotionally aware, I feel like women also need to take a step in understanding that men are practical beings. I don't think that gets enough respect. I think that gets, honestly, I think it gets overlooked a lot of the times, and it always tend to go back to the emotional thing. I think women need to also be fair and say, oh, my man he's a practical being. 9 times out of 10, if he's making a decision, he's making it with everything calculated for us, for the family, being a protector, being a provider. It's innately in him. Let me listen to what he got to say. So I think that's something that women need to try to be a little bit, at least a little bit more open to. The third thing that women need to be accountable for, in my personal opinion, is your own femininity. Listen, I know we've heard women out, I'm not gonna say many, but we've heard women out there talk about how they need to be around a certain man to bring that feminine side of them out. I disagree. I think that's a case-by-case basis. But generally, I think women are completely in control of your femininity. Hence why you pick and choose who you want to be feminine around. That's your femininity. I'm gonna flip it real quick. When it comes to a man, we don't turn our masculinity on and off. We don't pick and choose who to be masculine around or who to be less masculine around. You're just a masculine man, right?
Simple as that.
Simple as that. So when it comes to the femininity, I really feel like women need to own that. And if that is your prerogative, if you feel for real, like, okay, this man don't deserve for me to do certain things to be that feminine with him, I completely understand. But it is still within your control. And I think you need to be accountable for understanding that you actually control the on-off switch. Then that's fair.
Man.
You know what I mean? That might ruffle some feathers. But, you know, we keep it real over here at the Jahmad Show, man. And I got my brother with me, Elevated Mind Podcast. You know, we gotta keep it real with y'all. All right?
Gotta keep it real.
Nah, I'm gonna ask and bring one more topic up, man, and I'm gonna let Jalin take the reins, man, and throw some other topics y'all way. But before we get to that, man, the last thing I want to say is we talk about all these different topics, and in the grand scheme of things, and even with the last topic that we just talked about, really all of these, there's no one size fits all. All right, these are obviously their opinions, but I think the biggest thing that we could take away from this is that these are actually healthy conversations. What would be,
yes,
and if you agree, give people an example of maybe why opening and having these open conversations are so important in today's culture.